So I'm just gonna roll with it. I'm gonna roll with it like this. Whew. Should I get the book? I don't know. I think today I just want to do like a free chat. I'm so tired today. I came back from Berlin last night. It was the second time I was in Berlin this week. And I think I'm just gonna speak freely today because I'm a little all over the place with which week I'm in. I'm supposed to be in week 11, but I need to still do my reading and stuff, but I think the most important thing is it's probably already been 12 weeks. The most important thing is just sitting down and checking in. I think the last video was a couple weeks ago because I keep waiting for the right moment to just sit down and record my thoughts. And then I recognize like this moment isn't really coming because just with the day-to-day movement, I haven't really been making the space to just like sit down and make sure that I record my process. And so this feels like the right moment. Even though I'm a bit sleepy lady, I'm a bit sleepy this morning. And I'm gonna go to my physio appointment and get a nice shoulder massage. Oh, I'm so excited for that because I really need it. I was having a lot of shoulder pain this week on Monday. So much has happened in the last 2 weeks. Like, so much has happened. Wow. So I understand why, like, everything, I understand why I haven't taken the moment to just sit down. So now I'm doing that. Okay. And I was also thinking about the fact that these videos don't have any, like, underlying kind of trendy beats in the background, but actually, like, I don't give actually, it really doesn't matter to me because it's a video diary for myself for the future. So no editing, no fluff, just me sitting down and talking to my future self and whoever is listening along the way. Oh, my eyes, it's so hard to keep them open right now. I feel like a newborn kitten. So, yeah, oh, I feel that. Hum, hum. Woo, woo. I love sitting at this wall. I'm envisioning a couple of things changing here, so it might look differently. Actually, I'm in the middle. That corner looks crazy right now. I'm not even gonna show y'all or me. I'm in the middle of resetting like my workspace creation space. So this corner has served me well as my creation space, but I need a little bit of a shift because I found a laminator and I have my printer that I'm setting up again, and I need space for like printing my merch and all of like the promotional stuffs when I'm doing a flyer. Because I recognize one thing that felt like a barrier lately is like having to go to the copy shop to print out flyers or whenever I needed to scan stuff. So I was like, I have a printer in the basement. Why don't I just bring it up? So I brought it up. She's an old Bertha, but she is functioning. I'm going to finish setting her up today. And I'm just so glad to have a moment to just like take a breath because it's been really busy lately. I was in Berlin yesterday at the GVL live. It's not necessary to explain what GVL is. Anyone else who's interested can go do their research. And I'm also a member of this organization and represented by them. And as well as GEMA. So the last time, or 2 videos ago, I talked about going to the GEMA conference. And yesterday I went to a mixer, like a networking event. And once again, I was just so amazed by the difference between being a member of some rights organization or some like representing body of artists and people in the industry and everything. Oh, I could really go back to sleep. Wow. Being a member and seeing all of that on paper and having like a contract and stuff and seeing the website, the difference between that and actually being in the room with the people who belong to the body kind of feels like going to church, you know? Uh, like like enjoying and being in the presence of the body of Christ, even though I have full access to my membership, so to speak, even when I'm alone. And maybe not the best comparison. I really I don't know how sleepy I look, but I'm thinking my skin probably looks. I'm gonna go look. My skin probably looks just fine today, actually, because I took the time and I got some some moisturizing products yesterday. My face was feeling so dry the last week because I've been trying to practice this principle of like finishing the things that I have before I buy new ones. It was something that came out of my career coaching was like, stop buying 3 different lotions when you still have 2 at home. Like, finish completely, but honestly, my lotion is kind of like a holy grail. I'm always going to have multiple lotions for multiple occasions, you know? You need the lavender one for night, but that's not what we're talking about right now. So I went to the event and I was feeling honestly a little shy because first of all I wasn't in like full fit energy, but I don't know that anyone really was. Maybe some people came fresh, but it's like a Wednesday night and people had their everyday lives. Some of the long-standing members were there like all day for the actual like conference, which I wasn't a part of. But I participated in the mixer, and yeah, I was like not really feeling like interacting with a bunch of new people. But then once I got there, I had a good energy, and then after like an hour, I was like, ugh. But then I wanted to dance a bit, and I didn't have that much time anyway because I was just in Berlin for the day. I met up with Nichols during the day and we finished recording our track. And I'm so excited because maybe it's actually going to make it on the album. And I'm so excited because the set list and the order keeps shifting because I keep getting inspiration and figuring out like what story do I specifically want to tell on this album. And the way the arrangement of the songs and the order of the songs makes a difference. Like if I put this one here and that one there, then it's going to tell a totally different story than if I have this one and that one. But I was in the studio and I traveled to Berlin in the morning, so it was a bit of a kind of stuffed day, and just in the end, spending like 5, 6 hours on the day just on trains. Like that for me is the biggest barrier to spending time in Berlin is just being on trains for so long, so much time. 2, 3, 4, 5. It was really 6 hours yesterday total spent on trains, which is crazy to me. But I also live 2.5, 3 hours away from the city, so it makes sense. 1 hour with this fast train. Oh, I don't. I have substance, but my delivery today is very slow. Okay, so I got to interact with some really cool folks yesterday, and I'm so glad that I just got into that situation. And just once again, it was a really beautiful experience to meet other folks who belong to the industry and getting my first real experiences, honestly, this year with actually um, like meeting people who are working in the music industry. So until now, I've been networking for years with even with I think the closest I've gotten was like bookers for specific venues. I think that was like the closest thing. And then obviously like cross media, like photographers, videographers, journalists. Um, um, but I've never until this year, maybe even until the GAMO conference, like that's very new. I've never I mean, I've met a lot of musicians, I've met a lot of artists, I've met a lot of creators, but until now, I hadn't really met like A&R managers or people working with labels, having their own labels, um, publishers, which I'm also a publisher technically. And yeah, I'm a publisher, I'm a composer, I'm an artist. Now I have my own label as well, representing myself, but nonetheless, it's officially a label, Folk Soul Revival Records, and I'm publishing all of my music under this label. But until I register as a publisher with GEMA, which is just like doubling the fees for the year, but actually it's worth it in the end. It will be worth it. Then I can also collect my publishing share of my royalties. Okay, tangent. Right, so I was in Berlin yesterday, and then I came back, and I was like pretty chopped when I came home. But yeah, and then I just enjoyed some gummy bears and a little bit of scrolling on the Instagram. And maybe that wasn't the best thing. I could have saved that hour. I could have slept a little longer, but I just felt like, girl, I need it. I need it. I don't need it, but these are addictions. And my name is Elizabeth, and I have an addiction to gummy bears and maybe Instagram. No. Okay. I think this is why I should be doing these videos every week, because I don't actually want to come. The last time the energy was like totally different. Of like, I gotta stand up and today I'm like, oof, let me just get through this one. But I feel good inside. I just feel like my vessel today is like having a hard time. So, but inwardly, I'm very, very thankful. And um, what else do I want to say? Because I have to go in like 20 minutes to my massage. I want to say that I was also in Berlin on Monday, and my pages, like I've been writing pretty regularly, but there are still days, like today I haven't written yet. And I think a lot of it has to do, so I'm reading my pages already. I've come to the point, I think in chapter 9 or 10, it's time to start reading the pages. And I'm working through them slowly. And the idea is to highlight actions I need to take and themes that are coming up. So I literally just started reading them, and it's going to take a while. It's like a little book, you know? Number of pages, 3 pages per day for the last nearly 3 months, 2.5 months, with some pages not being written. But I got like these 2 books to go through, and I'm recognizing that like having a consistent morning routine. So when I get up and I have to like get on the train, I got an appointment, I got to go somewhere, then I take my book with me and I leave the house and then I write on the way. And that's actually the best thing for me. So maybe I could just hop on a train in the morning and just ride around the city, and then I'll then I'll finish my pages. But no, actually writing at the table works for me in my breakfast nook. But some days I get up and like I just feel either like I need to go slow and just take my time, and maybe writing the pages actually works then. But other days I feel like I need to jump right into action, and then I kind of skip over the focusing for the day, which I feel it later. So I'm reading my pages, and oh, there's just so much in my head. But I thought if I don't do this video right now, then it really, because I'm in this meeting with Lucas today to finish or to move forward on the cover art for my album. I'm really excited. We're making progress on the concept, and then I have this kind of chaos that I want to make sense of, and I want to put up. I'm not buying like a pin board. I decided that I have this nice piece of fabric and I want to use safety pins. And also with this laminator, it's really wonderful and I can use clips. And I want to put up this piece of fabric and make a kind of vision wall. So it's not necessary now. I'll show it when I have it set up. And because I need to envision some of the things, I recognize I have the last time I was talking about how I have so many things written down. I have so many different pages and tabs and documents, but in the end, I need to see things visually. That's why I have like in my prayer corner, like I've started putting up reminders like Jesus lives in me as love and trust in God and things like this. And like, I'm such a visual person as well. So I like to look around my home space. I've always hung up like quotes and little pictures, I remember my teenage bedroom was like full of posters and quotes and different things. And um, even though I moved into this flat a year and a half ago, I'm still like getting it set up to where I want it to be. I need to blow my nose. Oh, so once again, I am just a booger lady on camera. Oh, maybe I can mute it for a second. Whatever. Okay. And let me just double check everything's flowing and the time real quick. Genau, so I have 17 minutes maximum. And what is it that I want to say? I was in Berlin on Monday. It's just a documentation. Pages, reading the pages, writing the pages, right. Oh, now my not coffee, my tea is starting to give me the jitters. I always drink this black tea with cardamom and milk and honey, oat milk, but it's kind of tasting like milk. By the way, I got this piano bench from a really sweet old. Oh, leave it alone, Elizabeth. I got this sweet piano bench. It's a really beautifully made, actually, on eBay Kleinanzeigen, just for like $40 from a man who used to be a piano builder, and his store, the warehouse closed, and he was given a couple of these benches, and they've just been sitting for years. And this is like a beautiful mahogany. Once it cost probably much more than I paid for it, but I have this beautiful. I got this bench before I got the keyboard. But everything really has come together, and I just want to express some gratitude for all of the resources that have flown in over the last year, like especially through the gigs and through the musical opportunities, because I literally I bought I got this guitar, I got this bench, the keyboard, some books, another guitar case, an amplifier, some cables. Like I didn't have this rain stick, these koshi things. Like these were not here before. So I've really set up a lot, and that brings me to Monday. So I have now a full like basic technical setup for gigs if there's no equipment there, for like an easy gig where there's not for a big stage, but like a backyard party or a private event or something like that. And I have a really easy setup that I can technically carry. And that's what my shoulders are hurting, because Monday I carried all my equipment, and I really need like a roller for this amplifier because it's way too heavy to carry on my body. And I took all that to Potsdam on Monday, and I was asked on Sunday to participate in a mock wedding. It was a photo, video opportunity for everyone involved in wedding planning and execution. And I was invited as a musician to participate, and I'm really looking forward to. Um, I mean, what's already come out of it is, oh, that's the tea, is connections to other really wonderful people. So it's been like a week of meeting a lot of new folks. And then the other thing that's come out of it is I on this beautiful villa on the lake, I got a video of a live session, and because I had all of my equipment, the sound is going to be even better. And I recorded Seasons, and he will carry me home, and I'm really looking forward to those videos. So those will be coming, and yeah, and I would love to perform at weddings. I would love to play weddings. I love love, and I sing a lot about love. So it was just a good push for me to recognize, like, wow, this is a territory which I would love to explore, and could even make things. It could become a sustainable pillar of my music career. So doing these kind of like, yeah, higher level performances. And I have to move a little quicker, but actually I'm going to move slow and just fill in the gaps. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just where I am today, and that's fine. Speaking of going for gigs that are also financially more sustainable, on Saturday I played a pop-up show, and this kind of gig serves a different purpose. So it was DIY. A friend of mine asked me to perform. He created a program around it. It was really beautiful. There were a lot of volunteers. Shout out to the Schreibmaschinen Cafe, because a lot of folks came together to just like make this evening happen out of love, and totally volunteered and offered their time and resources. And it reminded me of like the years that I spent also in like nonprofit house project, like this kind of work, DIY festival spaces where it's just like your heart, herzblut going into it. And there's so much that I could say and reflect on about this experience, but one thing I learned definitely about it, two things. Oh, okay, so here we have some lessons. Two things I learned. Performing locally is incredibly important because it helps me to tap into the people I live with. So just because I live in Leipzig doesn't mean that everybody in Leipzig knows me or knows me as a performer, knows me as an artist. And there's always so much more potential to tap into. Oh, now I'm awake. There's always so much more potential to tap into, and it's always worth it to play a local venue, a local space, because then I can actually get in touch with the people who are living around here. There's a paper coming off the wall. It's falling down slowly. Okay. The second thing that I learned is that I need clarity when it comes to performing a gig. I need to know, when am I playing? How long is the set? How are things working with this? How is the pay? Da 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 da. Because I know when things are a bit more DIY and organized in more of a like relaxed setting, then things aren't clear. And I noticed that I can perform better when I have more clarity. Yeah, but I think I actually gave a pretty good show. So videos and photos also coming from that. This has just been such a busy week, and thank God, like wow. And the week before, I published He Will Carry Me Home. I don't remember now if I did a video after the. I thought so. Wait a second. No, I didn't. I gave a workshop. I was on a creative retreat. I wanted to do one. I was on a creative retreat in Brandenburg a week and a half ago. And I gave a workshop, actually, not just on the artist way, but on unlocking creative potential, on reflecting on my own artist path, on encouraging other people to embrace their creativity. And that was so empowering. It was really such a wonderful experience. Um, I wanted to reflect on that, but then the next week came, and then other things came up, and I have the mix of so we started recording Freedom Song. Tomorrow we're starting to record. I'm still figuring out if the song is going to be called "I Spoke to God" or "The Greatest Sacrifice." I'm still figuring out which one is the stronger title, which one makes more sense. Was "It's Me, Your Daughter," but I think that's not so strong as a title, and I want it to be reflective of one of the hooks in the song, or the hook in the song. And uh and I have the mix. So the mix is now in process of the song with Nichols, which we're still also figuring out the title. I have the mix of Reaching Toward the Light, now is in revisions, preparing for mastering. Won't be released until the actual record comes out, album. And another song is in mastering, mixing. Which song is that, Elizabeth? Which song is that? From the Depths of the Valley. That one's in mixing. Should be getting that in the next couple of days. So, yeah. Hopefully, I'm just praying that we get both of these songs done in June. I really hope, because I gotta wrap this thing up. But I also feel like I'm putting myself under a little bit of time pressure. It's just I really want to finish recording, at least finish recording the album by the end of June. Today's June 10th. So the next 3 weeks, like that's really my goal, is to finish the recording. It's okay if the mixing and mastering is still taking place in July. We're finishing the cover art that has to be done also by the end of this month. And I want to do a formal announcement. So I'm on track. I'm just really busy right now. And my body is like days like this, it's like, girl, you're going over your boundaries. I was doing a little too much. Also, the traveling was a bit too much, honestly. But there's just so much more potential in Berlin that it's just not here in Leipzig. I don't want to move to Berlin, but I know that moving forward, it's gonna be a part of the journey, is regularly being in Berlin, and I'm actually really excited about that. So that's enough for today. I want to drink the rest of my tea and go get a massage, because your girl needs it. I need it. That's enough for today. It's a good reminder, just like sit down once a week and get the things out, because Otherwise, I'm just sitting here like, yeah, and that happened, and that happened, and that happened. But just to conclude, it's been really, if I'm real, like if I'm reflecting honestly on the last 3 months, 2.5, 3 months, since I began this journey in the middle of March, and now it's the middle of June. So it has been 3 months, but I still got a couple weeks, which is totally fine. Um, there's just so much goodness that's come out of it. And I don't know how much of it has to do with an opening in me and shifts and the work that I've been doing, based on following the artist way and based on just this refocusing on my creative practice. I don't know how much of it has to do with that or how much of it was just kind of predestined and things that were already planned and things that were already in the works. Oh, by the way, another thing I really have to say, right? So I don't know why, but things are going fine. All right. So God, I believe He wants me to do. Like, I believe that this is really my calling. And the more I'm leaning into it, the more goodness is coming. I don't have much time, but I really wanted to say one other really cool highlight that I want to say. Like, I'm so celebrating this. Even as one of the 3 direct to consumer, direct to listener platforms where I'm publishing my music, others are Bandcamp and SoundCloud. I think Bandcamp's a little okay. The point is, even The World Is Watching was released a week and a half ago, and even featured my song in their basically the equivalent of a weekly radar. And this means so much to me because I didn't send anything to any editors, editorial committee. I didn't promote anything in the sense of like pitching. I didn't pitch the song to anybody, but they saw this song, they noticed it, and they featured it in their weekly highlight section on the homepage, which is a big. It feels like a big win for me. It feels like a big win, and also a journalist, a music journalist from Berlin, reached out to me and was like, "Let me know when you have music coming out." And I was like, "Oh, that's so great for the album." What was there was another thing. I don't, it'll come to me, but I really have to. I gotta sit down and do this more because there's a lot of good stuff going on. So that's enough for today. I'm going to get a massage. Bye bye.